Hello and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Patreon-sponsored review time again, and we're getting some video game tie-in comics to something that I actually played and really enjoyed. Until they ruined it. Overwatch. A quick history with me and Blizzard Entertainment. I was never into Warcraft, just didn't appeal to me, but one day my brother and his friend in the 90s were playing this other real-time strategy game, or at least a demo for it, StarCraft. And holy crap, I loved StarCraft. I got into StarCraft, and so did my dad, and he, my brother, and I are still playing StarCraft to this day, or at least StarCraft 2, which took way too damn long to come out to the point where even the teaser made fun of that.
Hell, it's about time.
For the record, my dad does not play video games. We've played a total of 3 with him. Galcon, or Galactic Conquest, a Commodore 64 game that we occasionally pull out via emulator, and we used to actually pull out a Commodore 64 and a very old monitor to use with it. That single game is why I still have affection for that thing decades later. NBA Jam on the Sega Genesis. Don't ask me why, he was more into basketball back then. And finally, StarCraft. That's it. So a Blizzard game has been a part of my life for a very long time, followed up by Blizzard's dungeon crawler series Diablo, which I also friggin' love. We did a stream of the remastered Diablo 2 a while ago. And finally, several years ago, Vega got me into Overwatch, Blizzard's first-person shooter game with various heroes who hold their own unique abilities and weapons. It was a lot of fun, and even that I streamed a couple of times on the channel years ago. Unlike StarCraft and Diablo, however, I was never into Overwatch's story. In fact, if you ask me what the story was, I'd shrug, because unlike StarCraft and Diablo, Overwatch's story wasn't integrated into the gameplay. It was an always online game where you assembled teams and shot at each other. There was no single-player campaign. Now, none of these games were perfect, and especially in later years, as Activision took over Blizzard, more and more of modern gaming's icky tendencies creeped in. Microtransactions, gambling mechanics, and did I mention the rampant culture of abuse, greed, crunch, and other garbage? And they always stand ready with some announcement, something that isn't even half ready, to try to push any controversies they instigated with their horrible behavior out of the public eye and gaming press. And that brings us back to Overwatch and one of the crappy things they did relatively recently, Overwatch 2, aka Overwatch 1.5. Overwatch 2 was announced as a game that would exist simultaneously with the original, that it needed to be its own separate thing with all the bells and whistles they wanted to include, which also happened to be story-based stuff with cooperative gameplay instead of player versus player combat. Yeah, that all ended up being a load of horse crap. They made the original game unavailable to play anymore, and Overwatch 2 itself is basically just a graphical and technical upgrade of the original, and at the time of this episode's release, they announced that they were scrapping their original free integration of the co-op stuff to paid DLC for an otherwise free game. And bear in mind, they already abandoned the loot box system from Overwatch 1 in favor of a crappy battle pass. Now, loot boxes and gambling mechanics are bullcrap already, but hey, I enjoyed playing to earn the cosmetics from it. And I have had zero desire to play Overwatch 2 since it came out. Just a big ol' shrug from me from something that I used to really enjoy playing. I mained Brigitte and Ashe, in case you were wondering. But let's get back to why we're here. Since the actual game didn't have a lot of the story and lore for these characters, that was relegated to tie-in material, and that included comics. Primarily, they were digital-first comics that can still be read for free at the time of this episode's release, with some being printed later by Dark Horse. And today, we're looking at 2 of those digital comics. And as such, let's dig into Overwatch, Legacy, and Old Soldiers, and see if it was worth leaving this stuff out of the game itself.
Atop the fourth wall, where bad comics burn. Linkara's gonna teach you all a lesson you won't learn. What's with these awkward subjects? What's all this art so rubbish? To anyone who's had a bad comic published, it could be your turn.
So what actually is the story of Overwatch, so we have some context here? Well, in the future, there was some kind of robot uprising by machines called Omnics. Several different countries came up with their own solutions to the Omnic crisis, but eventually the United Nations formed an elite group called Overwatch to combat them. Basically G.I. Joe, but with a talking gorilla. After the Omnics were defeated, Overwatch became a peacekeeping organization, until some of their covert operations screwed things up. A mission that led to the assassination of a terrorist leader instead of his capture, and Overwatch was disbanded until 6 years later. The aforementioned talking gorilla recalled everyone into service, where the game picks up. And somehow this all involved a hamster and a little mech suit. There's no real reason to look at the cover, since the point of doing so is because of how people can buy stuff off the shelf with said cover and, well, digital release first, but might as well to do so for these since they're kind of short. Legacy's cover is not that great, featuring a close-up of the character Anna looking through her sniper scope while another sniper is taking aim at her. Or maybe this is her actually aiming her gun at a mirror, go figure. We open with Anna in a decimated apartment looking through her sniper scope. I've done this job proudly since the Omnic crisis, but I have grown weary. Shooting cockroaches with a sniper rifle seems like overkill is all. I don't know how much longer I have in me. A new recruit approached me just the other day. He looked at my rifle stock, all the notches, and asked me how many people I've killed. But then I told him that the notches were actually just to make the bullets go faster, and he fell for it. I'm considered one of the finest snipers on the planet. My cybernetic eye makes my vision 6 times greater than normal. My scope brings that to 600 times. I rarely even need the scope. But it's weird taking my eye out and putting it on the gun in place of it. My rifle is a Kinemura. Today I'm using .338 rounds. Accurate to 2,000 meters. Bullets travel at 980 meters per second. Yet it can't be bothered to stop and pick up some groceries for me. I could do with less, but enemies don't get up from this. Ironically, in the game itself, Anna is actually a support class. Her rifle shoots out either healing syringes for teammates or poison for the enemy. She's assisting a team in rescuing some hostages, led by Morrison, aka Soldier 76 in the game. Because she's older than them, she's basically a bit of a mother to the team, whom she sees as her family despite each of the agents having their own people they take care of. But I also know that every target, no, every person I kill has someone who cares for them as well. Really should find a better way of distributing these commemorative gift bullets. But yeah, she doesn't like doing all the killing, pointing out that some snipers will wound a target to draw out medics and other soldiers to kill more of them, but she can't stomach doing such a tactic. I think of my daughter, my Fariha. I won't do that to other people's children. You won't give them jetpacks and rocket launchers like she has? The hostages they're rescuing are scientists who know about the project, and they're being led to an evacuation point. However, another sniper kills 2 members of the team as they make their escape. Anna's almost struck herself, and she has to switch positions. 2 more get taken down as she gets into a new spot, and she suspects that there are 2 snipers, but there's been chatter about some new sniper that Talon, the terrorist organization I mentioned before, has that moves like lightning. When she finally gets a spot on her, she uses some drones to blow up a building, and giving the rest of the team a shot at escaping. She's ordered to pull out, but she refuses to leave until she's confirmed the kill as vengeance for the ones who were lost. She soon spots the sniper alive and takes the shot. However, the blast doesn't kill her, but blows off her helmet to reveal that it's Widowmaker, the more direct sniper character in the game. Amelie LaCroix? Impossible. She was kidnapped after her husband's murder, and it looks like she's tried some of Willy Wonka's chewing gum. Since she's still alive and pissed, Widowmaker quickly turns and shoots at Anna, blasting her across the eye and ending the issue. Yeah, these comics are actually pretty short. Not counting the cover and credits, this one's only 8 pages long, hence why we're looking at 2. Let's move on to Old Soldiers. The cover for this one isn't much better, showing off one of Anna's alternate costumes with like a super tech helmet on with a hood over it. Never quite understood that. Sure, I get the aesthetics of it, but wouldn't your sight be even more impeded given you're already wearing a mask? We open in Giza, where Anna has a wanted poster up, but Soldier 76 is seeking her out. Hakeem's offering good money. This one's been causing him and his associates a lot of problems. Now me, I normally wouldn't turn on one of our own, but if the price is right... A new car! When he asks to see this Hakeem, the guy pulls a gun on 76, but gets beaten up for his trouble. Maybe killed, it's not clear. Soldier 76 arrives at Akeem's compound, and it's unclear if he dealt with all the soldiers guarding it, or if someone else beat him to the punch. Still, he grabs a headset off of one of the guards and listens in, recognizing the voice, right before he's shot at by another guard. He evades the gunfire and then knocks down the guy shooting at him. However, he's then shot from behind by Reaper, a former associate of his from Overwatch turned villain.
Always rushing in. I know your every move before you even think it. Always have, always will.
So, you say you're not gonna kill me then?
I've been looking for you since Switzerland. Knew it'd take more than that to kill you, which is saying something because my guns are Liefeldian in how huge they are.
However, Reaper is shot from behind by Anna, who's now taken on her game persona of shooting people with syringes, including one for Soldier 76.
The pain, it's gone?
Man, the opioid crisis in the future has gotten so bad that people are just shooting each other with pain meds now. Anna yells at 76 to get in there, and he tackles Reaper, beating him up for a second. However, he recovers even as Anna shoots at his arm again. Reaper has the ability to teleport and go incorporeal briefly in the game, so he teleports behind Anna. She shoots him with another dart, but he just pulls it out.
Hakeem's been trying to draw out the one who's been sabotaging our operations. I never expected that it'd be you, a real ghost.
Yeah, well, what I just injected you with will kill you in 7 days, so bite me.
Not to mention him. Guess we old soldiers are hard to kill. But I should have known. You always took his side.
Can this marriage be saved? She manages to bring him down and pulls his mask off, to her horror. What happened to you?
He did this to me, Anna.
Bet me $50 I couldn't fit my whole head in a deep fryer, and we were both drunk, so...
They left you to die. They left me to suffer. They left me to become the ultimate edgelord, Anna. Linkin Park is playing 24 hours a day in this thing.
He teleports away as 76 recovers. Anna is annoyed that he ruined her stakeout and plans for Hakeem's base, but he admits he was looking for her. He thought she was dead. Anna explains that after that last mission together, she felt she failed everyone and decided it would be better to become a ghost. But I realized even a ghost can protect those who need it. Casper the friendly sniper. She says she doesn't care about his war, but does care about him, and he needs someone to watch his back.
And here I thought I was supposed to be recruiting you. Yes, I don't have to pay you the benefits package if you're volunteering.
They start to head out, but Anna has a final thing to ask. What are we going to do when the fighting's over?
I'm a soldier, Anna. Our war's never over. Or at least until I can get that damn severance package that Overwatch was supposed to provide. That's the real reason the team disbanded.
And so our comic ends with a photograph of Anna, 76, and Reaper from back before this all went down. And none of them look particularly happy, so I don't quite know if this is really the good times or anything. These comics are fine. Being short stories is really what hurts them. The problem with any short story is that there isn't a lot of room for characterization and action. Now, both short stories provide them well, it's just if you weren't already familiar with these characters, it's not like the stories would provide that much interest to you. I care about them because I played Overwatch, but I otherwise have little to attach me to them. Legacy is better in this regard because Anna is narrating a lot about how she feels about the team and losing them, but honestly it still falls kind of flat because we don't see her interacting with any of them beyond a few voice messages that are all business. She seemed to have more of an emotional reaction to seeing Widowmaker than seeing her supposed family dying. And these aren't bad, kudos on the artwork too, it's still pretty detailed and well put together for both stories. It's just it leaves me wanting more than just the small snippets we got. Old Soldiers especially feels like a bit of been there, done that for the character dynamics and doesn't bring anything interesting to the table. Still, I'll take perfectly serviceable to bad anytime. Next time, Bad Comics. It's another Patreon sponsored episode, and it's a doozy. We're talking about Emerald Twilight.
That comes
So, what happened to that one guy Soldier 76 knocked down? He's rubbing his head in pain, 76 gets attacked by Reaper, and that guy just disappears.
Hello my friends, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell for notifications on new video releases. If you'd like to support future videos, you can check out my Patreon or purchase a t-shirt via Teespring or Shark Robot. Thanks for watching!